So I'm downloading a whole bunch of powder out of my 762 by 39 brass, and the reason behind that is I found a different recipe for reloading, and I want to give that a try, and it promises a couple hundred feet per second more, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Just to ensure that if I do decide I'm going to shoot an animal, I want it to be as humane as possible, which means packing every erg of energy I can into these rounds. So I'm gonna keep at this and do about 30 of each, and then I'm gonna call it quits, and then I'm gonna go out and shoot it all and find out what works best between the various powder loads. Anyway, so here's my follow-up to my changing powder. I've gone from 4227, 22 grains of it, and I was getting just about 2,300 feet per second. I've started writing everything down, which is recommended if you're doing a lot of reloading. This way you get to figure out what works best and what doesn't work best. You know, what doesn't work and what does work, and then you can start to see trends developing. So with my 4227, like I said, I got 2,300 feet per second, and according to the book that I got off the internet, I still have a grain and a half more that I can go up safely with that powder, but at 2,300 feet per second, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm getting a decent group. And then one of the powders that I changed out to was RL7, and I put in 23 grains, and I got just in the average of 2,200 feet per second, and I can go up from there. But the grouping on this was, for an SKS, was pretty good, because at 100 meters I was under 3 inches. It was like 2.5. I forgot to bring my tape measure, and I didn't bring my target back, but I could tell by the squares I was shooting at it was under 3 inches. So next time I go up, I'll fire off a couple more of those and see how I do. With the 4227, I was always averaging about 3 inches, so I may try with a slightly more powder, bring it up to the max load, watching the cases, of course, and seeing if I can improve my group. The speed's great, but the group just is a little open. With the RL7, I'm 100 feet per second less, but my grouping is great. And what I'm doing this for is for hunting, because I know my bent rest rifles are a little too heavy to be taking out hunting. And even though my SKS is kind of bubblified, it is a little heavier than a stock SKS. It is completely manageable by me. I just got a more ergonomic scope and I got an ergonomic stock on it and a scope on it with a Vortec rail on it. And I just find it's a really comfortable rifle for me to pack, shoot, and carry. Anyway.